we will take it from there to the households. Why we have to do that, it's a proof of concept. So to tell the people that this is possible. And it's going to trickle down to other areas. We have the Aochio Jirame. We're looking at that. That's in the Edo North.
Okay.
We have Ugbalo. Okay. We have the Ugbalo Dam. We have the Ewohimi Dam. So we're saying if we can make a success from the Uromi Water Project, if we can make a success of it, then we will replicate it across board. So, and the residents are excited. I can tell you that, and they're looking forward to it. I'm sure there's no stakeholder engagement meeting that we've had that the hall has not been full long before the COVID-19. And even in the midst of COVID-19, we're still working.
All right. When we come back, we're going to be taking a look at the major concerns of the foreign investments, foreign investors. So stay with us.
Yeah. Good evening, the people of Edo State, mostly my people in Ronigbe community. This is Job Wimade. I'm on night duty as far as Ronigbe Rubber Estate is concerned. As you can see, the way can see what he has done so far in Ronigbe community by approving this land signed by the Edo State Government for Mecheli Company. Una when you know as Ronigbe Rubber Estate be before, una know how it be. All those our old rubber, where our papa plant, because say the man, na really man when he get wisdom, he tell them when they take over this place. The time when he take over this place, na mystic command, come talk say they want thief our land. But I tell you now, I say now, we don't the benefit now. See rubber, where they plant yesterday, all of them don't grow. Now see rubber, I'm telling you, this place is going to contain 5,000 workers. Those are the types. So we now security, we are going to not be less than 100 and something security as far as Ronigbe Rubber Estate is concerned. Muna see you. Now where they go do Ibo, muna see na former rubber estate. During the time of the Mali, where we say all the old rubber where our power plant it don't spoil. Now this our Governor Obaseki, he check all Orion around, he can't see this rubber plantation. Now they hand over and give Mecheli Company. Today things they move fine for here. Ronigbe people now we can't get job for this community. Now they see rubber, now rubber and they see so. Now millions acres. Now be this. Now where we for start to weeding or free cent now just the show now. We are tractor for work. So who say governor no dey work? Anybody from this community, if they shout for social media, saying that from Ronigbe, and you know there are people waiting this man they do. We the people of Ronigbe, we are against it. Anybody from this community cursing the governor, cursing the local government chairman, disgracing himself in social media about the vacancy governor. Any man from this community say the man not try, even entire Edo State, you are on your own. We the people of Ronigbe, we are ready to fight for Godwin Obaseki. This place will contain 5,000 tappers. The people will go they put oya, what they believe they call oya, they go they type the rubber. Now 5,000, now one work for here. And that 5,000 don't make the mistake. Ronigbe people go be another guy 3,000 for inside. You now can't say the governor not try. I beg, if you be Ronigbe person, you dey come up on social media, Obaseki, Oga, you are on your own. You are on your own. No shout in the diaspora. Come village, come shout am. Thank you, Edo State. This is a short video.
You're welcome back. Mokogwu Osayamen is the Senior Special Assistant, Legal and Advisory Services of the Public-Private Partnership Office. Now, what is the status of the Edo Chemical and Fertilizer Plant?
Okay.
And how would you say that this has impacted the state's agricultural sector?
Okay, it's a 50,000 ton capacity, annual capacity plant of fertilizer.
Yeah.
It's working. It's been working since 2016. When did this government come in? 2016. It's been on since
November 12th, 2016.
2016. So it's been on since 2017, and it's working. So most of the fertilizer that we use across all our agripreneur programs, across the CACS programs, are sourced from the Auchi Fertilizer and Petrochemical Company.
Really?
Today. Yes.
So how would you say this plays into the governor's economic plans for the post-COVID-19 economy?
Well, okay, so post-COVID-19 economy, food. Food is essential. Food is important. And once we have our inputs, our fertilizer inputs, we have better production of crops. So if you had seen any of the videos around in terms of agriculture, the Sobe farms, rice at Ilushi, Agenebode, the farmers tell you our yields have increased. Have increased because they have access to fertilizer.
So you're saying that there will be surplus food?
Yeah. Both for local use and for export if need be.
Okay, that's all
If
right.
need be.
So what is the status of the Osayamen power plant, and how soon do we expect you to roll out 24-hour power supply uninterrupted?
Okay. When we signed the power purchase agreement for the Osayamen power plant in 2017,
2017?
yeah,
Okay.
we faced some bottlenecks, and I'll tell you what it was. The disco existing in Edo State gave us some hard time. But as time will tell and as God will have it, you know, the steps of a good man are ordered. And I said about the governor that his steps have been ordered. In 2017, the federal government, the Minister of Power, issued an eligible customer regulation. And what did that regulation say? It said, once you're an organization, a community, a group of people who can consume 5 megawatts of power on a per month basis, you do not necessarily have to get power from the disco. You can actually get power from transmission companies themselves or from private power providers. And as soon as that happened, Mr. Governor gave the instruction, go and register. I can tell you, if you're counting 3 states, if any at all, Edo State will be one of it.
Why do you think the disco did what it did?
It's a competition thing. It's monopoly needs to be broken. So it's a competition thing. So, and for us, what was key was the fact that we needed 24-hour electricity. You can't spend that amount of money renovating your structures and the lifts can work. You can't spend that amount of money renovating your structures and the ACs can work, or there's a trip off and you lose most of the investments you've made because there's an electrical fault. And power is critical, not just to government, but for industrialization.
And to some human beings too.
Everybody.
Some live on power.
Yes, some live on power. So what the governor did was simple. Let's get a private sector player to provide power to all government establishments along the supply road. So Edo GIS, the High Court, the House of Assembly, the Central Hospital, the Secretariat, the Treasury House, they need power. And clearly we can't be guaranteed 24-hour power, and that's what is on guarantee from the Osayamen Power Plant project. So it's not just power to the facilities, we're also looking at powering the street lights when the peak of power goes down in the evenings.
Yeah.
So when we shut down work during the day, the electricity goes to the power, to the street lights, so we can have power. And what we did was to set up a sub-injection station. It's somewhere in the Secretariat where power moves from the Osayamen Power Plant to the injection station, and we spread across government facilities. And that brings down costs. The cost for diesel, the cost for alternative power supply is humongous. And we can't have 24 hours electricity. And we can't have our lifts working. and we can't have the ACs functioning, our printers, our laptops, we can't work. So part of what made me say to myself, I want to work here, was the environment. I could work as late as 9 p.m. and not feel that I'm working. Before you know, the day is gone. You feel good working from work. It adds to your, it gives you some push. It adds to your passion. It adds to your delivering on what you need to do.
Because you have that feeling of satisfaction.
Of satisfaction.
Job satisfaction.
So previously, if you had gone to the secretariat, for instance, and you're speaking to a director, his seat is falling apart. He's holding his paper and he's taking off his suit, like he's tied off. And you know, this affects the psychic of any worker, of any workforce. So if we want the best out of these people, they have, from the age to 25 and 50 are the best years of your life. And if you don't have an environment that funds your passion, funds what you're capable of, then you just, it's very unfortunate. And you can see across all sectors what our own people are doing. You see Edo Best, you see the teachers, they are excited about what they do. I find it hard to think that someone will sit down and say, this is not enough.
You are sure excited about what you're doing.
Yeah, I am.
Good.
I am.
So what are the major concerns of the foreign investors and how have you been able to mitigate them?
Okay, that's why we have the Edo Investment Promotion Office. That's also one of the brainchild of Mr. Governor. Because in dealing with private sector, they had quite a lot of concerns. Land was CFOs. What Edo GIS is today is one of the best legacies that this administration has left behind. When Mr. Governor passed into law the Private Property Protection Bill and now a law, wow, you don't know what that has done. So you have private sector people who on their own volition want to come, they don't even want anything to do with government, and they go to the communities and they buy land. The next day they're in the same land and they can have access because 2, 3, 4 other people have bought the same land. Okay, you want to do your foundation, you have to pay. You want to deck, you have to pay for it. You want a roof, you have to pay for it. And it stifled investments, especially our diasporans. And I can tell you, the FDIs we're looking at as government, it's from those in diaspora. They have it, they want to come home and do it, and we need to let them. I can tell you, for instance, Famford is a diasporan, is an indigenous diasporan who came back home to set something up. And because we created, it's so easy. Who does that in a couple of weeks?
The potato?
Yes, the potato.
Yes, potato.
Yes, that's it. It's an indigenous diasporan who came back home to say, I need to do something. So when your title documents are given to you easily, you can even source for these investments. You can source for this foreign direct monies because it acts as collateral for the private sector. So this is, it's a no-brainer for very intelligent people. And we know that our governor is a very intelligent man. So for him, when he said he was going to rule out 200,000 jobs, people were packing all their CVs ready to submit to the Civil Service Commission. But that wasn't it. It was that by the time we get security right, by the time you have access to land, by the time our technical schools are set up and we have our human resource pool being built out, by the time we have our road infrastructure done, linking them to the farms, getting off takers for our farm produce, the change is going to be so easy, fluidless. And that's why when people say, oh, we didn't know the government was doing this. We didn't know the government. An empty gong makes the loudest noise. But if you're a fool, you don't have to talk about it. You spill over. And that's what this is. If you take a look at the manifesto of Mr. Governor in 2016, it's an 80% completion. That's an A. That's an excellent grade. That's a first class. And you can't drop
now you're talking like a lecturer.
you can drop a first class and pick a tout on the street. And we're saying no to thuggery, no to childry. We will welcome you, develop your skills, and use the prime age of your life to accomplish something.
Right. So do you
That's
believe
it.
that these projects will be capable to deliver the governor for a second term in office?
Of course, yes. Of course, yes. It's given. It's a given. And listen to this. Well, I'm sure I've played a lot of roles today in having this conversation. I've talked like a lawyer, like an engineer, like an investment banker. Now I want to talk as a preacher.
You want to look at that camera and preach
Yeah.
to them?
So this is it. All the devices against the Excellency, Mr. Governor, is what is in Jeremiah 18:18. And they said, let us devise devices against Godwin Obaseki. Permit my use of that word today. For we know that the law will not perish from the priest. He has the law in his favor. We know that wise counsel will not perish. He's a wise man, and he's surrounded by wise people. He's made wise decisions. It says, and we know that the prophets will not fail. And we've heard it over and over again that this is what God has asked him to do. And they said, come, let us smite him with the tongue. It's just propaganda. They're just going around saying he's not done this, he's not done that. And the modular refinery was on point. It's just a storage tank, and the federal government was there, and they said, this is huge. So smite him all you can, but listen. The people know what's right. The people see development, and all the antics will not prevail, because we will move forward as Edo people. Thank you.
She's not only a lawyer, she's also a preacher. But we'll come back, we'll be going to our page. Stay with us.
Thank you.
Our MOU governor don bring another Oyoyo project come. This time our correct governor Godwin Obaseki don join hand with other people when sabi work, and them don bring Edo refinery come for our state. With the same MOU when Oyibo dey call Memorandum of Understanding, Edo State Government don do Edo refinery reach 80%, and the project don already dey provide job for plenty of our people. With the same MOU when some people dey talk say na audio project, Governor Obaseki don complete Emotan Garden and him don complete Osayamen Power. With Edo refinery and all the other projects and company when our governor don bring, correct job don dey yafu for Edo State. Dem no dey call us civil service state again, as Edo don turn one of the best states for Nigeria. If we want make all this MOU wonder continue, make we use our voters cards take choose better thing when September 19 reach. Make we remember to turn print for the umbrella party. Make we vote for PDP. Make we vote for Godwin Obaseki and Philip Shaibu, so that dem go continue to dey do bad thing for Edo people.
You're welcome back to the last segment of this program. Now, Yame,
Yes.
usually we go to our page to read out a comment on two, whether negative or positive, or if it's a question posed at you, you'll have to answer it.
I'm here.
Okay, now I'm going through. I haven't seen any questions, so I may just read out one or two comments. This one is coming from Shola Eniolaun. I hope I got that right. He says, well done, beloved Osayamen Ugbebo Mokogwu. Is that your name?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. He said, very articulate and poised. Our governor is
Thank
blessed having your type of highly intelligent and young-blooded dudes with him. Cheers.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. This one is coming from Stella Grace Cole. She says, but people are saying no project in that local government area. I believe she's talking about maybe, is it Uboha or something? What local government area is Uboha now?
It's Esan Central.
Esan Central.
So I think it will be the Oriomo.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
that's where the rubber estate farm is. It's about 2,000 hectares of rubber plantation.
Okay, it's
yes.
all right. Okay.
Yes.
So Grace Cole, she says, okay, maybe you've answered that question. Now she says, but people are saying that the projects, there are no projects in that local government area. So
that's
you probably need to tell her that there are projects in the local government area she's talking about, so that if it's a central, fine. If it is what do you call it, Orion Wall, then you can say.
Okay, so you could just go on the website of Edo State Government portal and click in projects in Orion local government area or Esan Central, whichever it is you're dealing with, and you'll see all the projects that have been rolled out by this government. And there are 2,000 projects across the state, and there's no local government left behind. No local government left behind. But in terms of private sector investment, Orion has the rubber estate project, which is on about 2,000 hectares of land in the first instance, and is scalable. And in Uromi and Ugboha, we have the water project, which is coming up live to you in your homes. Water, where they said there couldn't be water. That's what we do.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure chatting with Mokogwu Osayamen, the Senior Special Assistant, Legal and Advisory Services, Public-Private Partnership Office. She's spoken about efficiency, effectiveness, and of course, sustainability of these projects. Thank you so very much for being with us on today's edition of our program.
Thank you for having me. And I want to say I love your name.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. And it suits you 100%.
Thank you so very much. Oh, my head is big. Now you have made my Monday very beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
My name is Habiba Oyege Oyarekwa. Good afternoon.
Obaseki na umbrella, Obaseki na PDP we dey. Obaseki no be Obaseki na umbrella, Obaseki na umbrella, Obaseki na PDP, Obaseki na PDP. The symbol is umbrella. PDP we dey. Obaseki no be bro. Obaseki no be bro. Oya, Obaseki shaibu. Togba. Them getting plenty achievements, yo. Like them bring Edo best. Many renovation. Everybody they happy for Edo. They say Obaseki na correct governor.